everyone. Welcome back to the Resilience Key podcast. This is season 2, episode 4. I'm your host, Steph Corbell, and as always, I am so happy to be here with you today. If you're ready for some real-world practical advice on how to channel your inner resilience into personal growth at any age, you are in the right place. In this season of the podcast, I release a new episode every other Friday, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. This season is all focused on lessons I've learned over the past 16 plus years of professional tattooing, and this episode today is a topic I hear about a ton and I think about even more. A lot of folks think that tattooing, both giving them and getting them, is a young person's game. To a degree, the career kind of is. Typically by my age, I'm 45 now, you see a lot of people moving into something else that's a bit easier on the body. But for clients, the vast majority of my clients right now are moms in their 30s through 50s, and I think I've got a hold on the middle-aged mom demographic. I'm really not kidding. Everyone openly gets tattooed these days as the former stigma fades into history. That said, I do have a fair number of young clients who get their first tattoos from me, and it's always an honor to do a first tattoo. A year or two ago, I got a call to the shop on a Saturday morning from a young woman asking to make an appointment. Like most professional tattoo shops, we don't make appointments over the phone. We require deposits to actually book a time. So I filled her in on this policy and I asked her, "Have you been tattooed here at this shop before?" And she said, "Yeah, I have." And so then I asked, "Well, who was your artist and when did you get tattooed here?" At the time, we had myself and 2 other women tattooing, so knowing the date would tell me who was working at the shop at that time. She said she had been tattooed several years prior and that she couldn't remember the artist's name, but she said she got tattooed by, I kid you not, I quote, "the old lady." Based on the date, listeners, that old lady, that was me. I said, "Why, yes, that would be me. I am the old lady." "Oh, cool," she said, "Can I come in today?" And I said, "Nah, I'm booked," which was true. It wasn't just over the old lady comment. It's funny, when I was her age, probably in my early 20s, I likely would have thought someone in their mid-40s was old too. Thinking about age is all relative. Sure, my body has changed, my hormones are getting a little wonky, and I have a whole lot less tolerance for crap in general. I need more sleep, it takes me more time to recover from workouts and injuries, but overall, I feel better than I did when I perceived myself as not old. And that's largely due to always taking care of my health, eating well, not smoking, and feeling confident in my own skin. If you think you're old, you are. That's the topic for today. We had a client in the shop several months ago. She doddered in, barely able to walk. She refused to put on shoes. She would only wear these weird fluffy sock slipper things that you might get in a stocking stuffer at Christmas time, and her feet were covered in grass. I didn't tattoo her, but one of my coworkers did, and her skin was a challenge. This client spent nearly the whole time in the chair complaining about various maladies and illnesses, commenting over and over and over again how she was just so old. Now, we have to take a copy of everyone's photo ID when they get tattooed. That's required by the health department, so I was curious. And she was not elderly. She was 60. Now, I'm not trying to judge this person besides the whole wearing only socks in public thing. I mean, that was just weird. I'm guessing maybe she had gout or something. I don't know. All I know is she wasn't allowed to come back in with only slipper socks on because that was just bizarre and not hygienic. But seriously, the amount of complaints this poor person had, feeling horrible, feeling awful, feeling ancient and decrepit. And I have no doubt that she did indeed feel badly. Her skin definitely told the tale of ill health, but she wasn't actually old. I have plenty of friends far older who are in great shape. It is indeed really interesting engaging with clients in this way, seeing who feels old and who perceives themselves as old. My client this past Saturday was about the same age as myself, and we spent a very enjoyable session talking about working with folks far younger than us, and we agreed neither of us think of ourselves as old at all. We're both at the best place we've ever been in our lives. Now, how is that? I think this is largely about mindset. If you have the perception that at a certain age it's all just going to go to hell, guess what? You're going to focus on the aches and pains and you're just going to lean into that. You're not going to go for the new job because why? You think you can't learn something new or start over at any age. Oh no. You won't pick the cute outfit or even try to work out or eat the healthy food because, hey, you think the damage has already been done, so just screw it, I'm too old to change. And I am here to tell you today in this episode that mindset is an absolute load of crap. It's not to say that there aren't biological things that do change immensely with age, and I do think we need different recovery time as we age. But there's no foregone conclusion that just because someone else we knew went downhill that we will too in exactly the same way. I hear this from parents a lot. Oh, well, just wait until those kids are my age and they're going to fall apart too. Again, that foregone conclusion is just a load of crap. Today is all about motivating you to stop using age as an excuse. Again, if you think you're too old, you are. Just give up now then and stop listening. But if you're identifying with some of this episode and you want to be your best self at any age, then listen on. I'm someone who started my tattoo career at 29, became a pilot at 40, and I'm still running 100-mile races at 45, and I have a ton of plans for my future. I'm not planning to stop. My body and mind need more TLC than they did in my 20s, but who cares? You, too. We all can meet challenges and reinvent ourselves at any point in our lives. Here are some things you can try to make that mindset shift. 1. Let your past go. Frequently with my clients my age and older, I'll hear them get all nostalgic about how great they used to be. Like, oh, back when I was in college, I was so cute and I had so much energy. I just can't do that anymore. Stop comparing yourself to a past version of yourself and don't turn into that person who believed they peaked in high school. Okay, you've been through a bunch of crap, but we all have, let's be honest. The more years you live, the more stuff happens. So instead of holding on to this idealized past version of yourself, make the current version of yourself, this seasoned survivor who's learned a ton along the way, make that your ideal. I mean, seriously, if you're in your 40s listening to this right now, would you really want to go back to the immature, angsty mindset you had as a teenager? I know I don't. 2, realize that nothing is a foregone conclusion. Genetics are genetics, but we can do a whole lot of damage control with simple, basic lifestyle choices. Just because one of your parents had a heart attack at 50 doesn't mean it's going to happen to you, even if you might have some sort of gene that lends itself to this. I hear these comments all the time from clients. In fact, I know I've mentioned this one in a prior episode. I even had a client get her kids' names tattooed on her because her mom had dementia, and she was convinced it was just a matter of time before she got it too. It's not a foregone conclusion. We don't know what the future holds. Life is kind of a game of luck in some respects, but we can certainly take as much initiative as possible by making just common sense, simple, healthy lifestyle choices to lay the best groundwork available to us. 3, stop using your age as an excuse to not even try something new. Seriously. One of my favorite Instagram influencers is this 70-plus-year-old bodybuilder who didn't even start lifting until her late 60s. These days, due to good coaching, good eating, and good mindset shifts, this woman's out there kicking butt. Her arms are more ripped than mine, and my hat's off to her. Does she have wrinkles? Sure, but who cares? She clearly feels amazing, and due to her lifestyle shifts, she has far fewer health issues than she did decades before. Imagine, when you're faced with something new and challenging, instead of saying, oh, I can't do that because of my age, ask yourself again what might be possible. Make that simple mindset shift, and who knows, you too might be able to reinvent yourself. Will it be harder? Will there be more stuff to balance and more recovery needed? Of course, but stop using age as an excuse to not even give it a shot. In short, I believe we should celebrate our age. Let's celebrate what we've been through, survived, and overcome, and let's hold on to that as the badge of honor, moving forward with the mindset that anything can be an adventure in our future. I hope you found this episode to be helpful, and thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please subscribe, share, and follow. I would love to hear about your experiences, so go ahead, reach out to me on all of the various social media platforms. Links are in the show notes, or you can reach out to me through my website at stephcorbell.com. That's Corbell. And until next time, remember that you're more resilient than you realize, and you're stronger than you know.